Today on Heather's Closet, I told you guys we were going to be getting out of the closet more. Today we are at the epic champagne wall. Wait till you hear how I'm going to supersize it in 2018.
Hey baby, it's the day. You know your baby loves you while you want to know. Hey, stay baby, seriously baby. You know your baby loves you while you want to know. Hey, you felt the fire in your heart before I came around. I know the fear you feel is real from when she let you down, but I'm a long way away from anything she's done. Don't make me pay for every drink that she's blown. Good golly, the sweeter the sugar, the bigger the bottle. You know your baby.
Happy New Year! Okay, so we're already into the new year a bit, whatever. I'm just saying there's a wall of champagne behind me and when big celebratory champagne. Well, let's be honest, I think every day, but in general, we think of celebrations, champagne, New Year's, and since it's a new year, I came up with this idea. I wanted to share it with you. I have not pulled the trigger on this yet, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing it out to you guys to see if you think this is a good idea. My house is complete, except for one thing. I hate the lighting in my champagne wall. Look at this. Okay, you may be thinking, what's wrong with the lighting? It's light. Okay, now let's talk about how insane I am and what bothers me. If you know anything about me, you know when it comes to design, I really like symmetry. I like things to be even, I like things to be balanced. And what I don't like is, if you look at the top, there's sort of a well back there with some LED lighting. Number one, you can see the tiny little like polka dots of the light. I hate that. But the worst part about it is, you see the bottles at the top versus the bottles down here? They look like they're a different color because the light is so bright up there. You can see that the bottles are green glass. If you look down here, it looks almost black. You may be thinking, who cares? Me, I care. So, I don't like this. When I designed and built this house, Terry was in charge of two things. He was in charge of the audio-visual equipment, and he was in charge of non-fancy lighting, meaning anything that wasn't a chandelier or a sconce. He loves indirect lighting. He loves soft lighting. He loves fancy lighting. So I said, okay, have at it. So the two problems we have with the house are the audio-visual and the indirect lighting. Okay, I'm kind of kidding and kind of not. But meanwhile, here we are. We've been in the house for about a year and a half. The audio-visual is on point. He honestly did a spectacular job, but some of the lighting is weird. So I came up with this idea of doing like champagne jewelry, like a fancy lighting installation. I've been working with this gal, Kylene Jones from Lighting Design Alliance, and she is amazing. They do all kinds of restaurants and hotels. They do Vegas hotels, incredible, incredible things. I told Kelly my idea for this wall, and she brought me to this place called Lucive downtown, and we started brainstorming, and I was showing them what I had in mind, and we started to do mock-ups. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So when I was designing lighting for our home, I needed to come up with a sconce, and because the size of the house was big, nothing I found was the right scale. So I drew on a piece of paper this sconce with different shaped crystals. Some were square, some were longer, and it turned out fantastically well. It's almost like a big crystal box. Oh, there it is. Isn't that cool? So I have these throughout the house. So I was trying to come up with something that wouldn't be a copy of the sconce, but would complement the sconce. So this is what I came up with. So it's basically a crystal box, like a square box, just made out of the square pieces from my sconces. But it is a complete three-dimensional box. What I want to do is I want to have a pole, like a skinny pole, come from the top all the way to the bottom that dives into the floor with these boxes, like 4 or 5 of them going down the pole. And the thought is that they'll have lights inside each of these squares. So they'll light up like little pieces of jewelry. Get rid of that top lighting and just have the only lighting in there be this lighting. And then the question is, what materials. So there's two things we have to think about. We have to think about what material the pole is and what material the little cage that holds the crystals is, right? So I have all these different colors. I have blacks, I have golds, I have rose golds, I have silvers. There's a lot of silver accessories in this room. And of course the poles that the champagne is sitting on are silver and black. And the wall is like a gray metallic with some black in it also. But the veuve I put in here has gold foil. So here's what I came up with. What if we did the poles in black to match the steel doors and the cages for the crystal pieces in a soft matte gold that matches the top of the champagne bottle? What if I switch champagnes though? That would be a problem! By the way, I'm totally losing my voice. I'm so PMS. It really hasn't been a great morning. But anyway, I digress. Do you love that? Do you not like that? Am I mildly insane? Wait, but watch this. Okay. Now I'm inside. It's very cold in here, which is good. So what I think I'm gonna do is cut out like 100 of these and stick them all over the wall and see which one looks the best. But just so you get an idea. Pole, cage. So it'll look like that. Sparkly and lit. It's pretty epic, right? So, the question is this. Is this gonna be epically cool or is this so stupid? Am I gonna start breaking into the ceiling and making holes and it's gonna be a disaster? Is Terry gonna kill me when he finds out how much it's gonna cost? Am I just bored because the entire house is done? Yes, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes. I don't know, what do you think? Should I do it? And do you like this? Sound off below.